There is no holiday game this year. Yes, you heard me right. And in this video, I'll be going over why that is and what that means for the rest of this year when it comes to Switch 2 titles. But before we do that, I'm doing a giveaway for a $70 eShop gift card. All you gotta do is stay subscribed to the channel and comment down below. I'm keeping track of all comments to ensure legitimacy. All you gotta do is check the sheet in the description down below to make sure your comment was checked. And yeah, I'll be doing a drawing on August 31st. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I am hoping to get 100,000 by the end of the year. Let's get right into it. So this is basically because we are getting a Switch 2 bundle of Pokémon Legends Z-A. We got a recent Pokemon Presents that discussed everything regarding the game, and it is getting me excited, and it is honestly a great holiday title / bundle game. So if you guys don't know the importance of the holiday title is essentially a system seller. Companies put it out between October and November for parents to then pick up the game during the holiday season, mainly during Black Friday, as they're shopping for gifts. And especially on the launch of a console, they want to give you reasons to buy the console for their kid. And if their kid wants to play Legends Z-A and they could get a shiny new console with it, I think that would probably be a no-brainer for some parents. You're probably wondering, but Legends Z-A is also on the Switch 1. And that is the reason why it's a holiday title. I've been saying this a lot in my past videos, that the holiday title is probably going to be a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 game. And as of right now, the only other game that might fit that criteria is Metroid Prime Beyond, which we still don't have a release date yet. Neither an announcement for Direct. But with this game landing directly in October 16th, it kind of fits perfectly in the timeline of the holiday release, as well as coming out on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. The reason why I think the Switch 1 version of this game is so important is because the Nintendo is still actively developing for the Switch 1 and still trying to sell those consoles. They're still producing like Tamagotchi Life, Rhythm Heaven Groove, and they've also announced that if you're not able to buy a Switch 2, that you should just buy a Switch 1 instead, which I think is crazy. But essentially, they're not giving up on the Switch 1. And they're gonna want parents to buy Switch 1s and Switch 2s during the holiday during the holiday season. And what game to best sell both of those than a Pokemon one? And this kind of also just solidifies it being a bundle. So essentially, same thing with like Mario Kart World, you're getting this game for $50 with the Switch 2. And this comes from directly from Nintendo News. It says players can purchase Nintendo Switch 2 plus Pokemon Legends Z-A Nintendo Switch 2 edition for the suggested retail price of $499.99 in the United States, releasing simultaneously with the Nintendo Switch 2 system and the full game download. I'm actually quite interested on why this wasn't a special edition Switch 2, but for it being a dual release, I guess it makes a little bit of sense. So funny enough, of course they did this for Mario Kart World, but it was not this big, if that makes sense. This is like half the box. You look at the Mario Kart World one and it is like not even 25% of the box. So they're basically throwing it in your face. And it is confirmed that during the holiday season, the Mario Kart World bundle and the Pokemon Legends Z-A bundle will be on sale at the same time. So it gives a lot of options for parents that are trying to buy their kids something for the holidays. And honestly, hopefully my family isn't watching, but it makes my life a little easier. $500 is a lot though, and of course you get a game for it with it. But yeah, it takes up almost half the box, which is crazy. And if they're willing to do something as big as bundling it with the console, I think that kind of solidifies the holiday title. There is still games that will probably come out in November, December. This video is from a while ago that I've been pulling through a lot, and so far it has been correct. But I predicted that we'd get Kirby Air Riders in November and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment in December. Another massive holiday game. These two other games are kind of perfect. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment was stated for winter, And then Kirby Air Riders is developed by Masahiro Sakurai, which games notoriously come out in the winter season. For example, Smash Bros. Ultimate came out in December 3rd, I believe. And honestly, Kirby Air Riders and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, it could be interchangeable. I could totally see Age of Imprisonment coming out in November and then Air Riders in December. But I think Air Riders would probably sell a little bit better on shelves during Black Friday. If Air Riders does come out in November, it'll be before Black Friday. We still have yet to get announced for Metroid Prime Beyond. That also could be sometime in November. But since we don't have anything in September at the moment, and that is a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 game, I think it'll probably be better suited in September. Like I said here before, I honestly swear if I get everything right, I'm gonna like pat myself on the back and I'm not gonna let you guys hear the end of it. But so far, this is going super well. We are supposedly supposed to be getting a direct by the end of this month. We haven't got an announcement yet, but I think that direct will solidify most of these findings. Apparently everyone's thoughts are we're getting a direct this month, and then in September we're gonna get a Mario focused direct where they will announce a 3D Mario for the holiday season. And legitimately, as cool as that sounds and as much as that makes sense for Mario's 40th, it just doesn't work, I feel like, especially because Kirby Air Riders and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment are Switch 2 titles exclusively, and presumably the next Mario, 3D Mario, would be a Switch 2 exclusive. So the only other time that would kind of fit is in, actually I have no idea where it would fit, that's the thing, unless you do a double release in October or November. But Pokemon is such a big title, you do not want to be competing against it, and they'd just be like shooting themselves in the foot if they release a Mario title and a Pokemon title in the same month. I know a lot of people were hoping for Splatoon Raiders to be the launch title or the holiday title for this year. I was one of them. It's just starting to seem like that's just not going to be the case. I think we're going to get a bunch of Switch 2 titles, or sorry, Switch 2 edition games to kind of fill out the rest of the year with one more surprise announcement. I think we'll probably get one more game that hasn't really been announced yet for this year, whether that be Splatoon Raiders or something else. See any other game being released this year. Metroid Prime Beyond is also probably a 4 million game. Probably like assuming that it's just gonna match the same sales as Metroid Dread, but assuming how much this has been hyped up, I could see it being closer to 6 million, especially with the Switch 2 sales and the Switch 1. So yeah. One last thing I would like to point out is the possibility of the Direct maybe dropping another game in August, which then leaves open November or December for another game. And I'm just kind of listing out every option that we're getting just to show you guys the amount of thought I put into this and the reason why there is really no way we're getting a holiday title. Because even if they move like Kirby Air Riders or Age of Imprisonment over to August with these two games, like Metroid Prime would be better suited for those 2 months. And then a game would come out in September, which could be like Splatoon Raiders or something. Of course, I would love it if Splatoon Raiders released this year, but it's just seeming less and less likely. But that just might be because we haven't seen any information on it. And I just want to be realistic. I don't really want to be one of those channels that keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again. Of course, things change, and I will make a video updating my thoughts if anything does change. Yeah, I don't really want to be reiterating what I'm saying. But right now, as it stands, since we don't have any release dates for the games yet, I am standing by this prediction. And with this prediction and the announcement of Legends Z-A having a bundle with the Switch 2, we are not going to be seeing another massive holiday game. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Every comment is one entry into a $70 eShop giveaway, which I'll be doing at the end of August. So make sure you do that. Subscribe if you haven't already. My goal is to be reaching 100,000 by the end of this year. Pretty lofty goal, but I believe that we could do it. Anyways, I think that's really about it. I'm Crafty Step 1, and I hopefully will see you when we get an announcement for a Nintendo Direct.